I asked an AI to help me become a millionaire. Essentially, I asked ChatGPT to help me figure out the next numbers, the next drawing for the Mega Millions. It was quite interesting uh, how ChatGPT managed to figure out how to help me out and how to come up with the next numbers for the next numbers that are going to win $80 million. So essentially, my first question was I asked ChatGPT to look up the last winning lottery numbers, and that's what it gave me. It gave me these numbers right here for the Mega Million, Powerball, Fantasy Five, Georgia Five, so on and so forth. Then I asked it to focus on the Mega Millions because you can't really play all of them at the same time. So I asked it to focus more so on the Mega Millions. And it told me that the last drawing took place April 29, 2025. And these are the numbers that came out: 16, 33, 40, 51, 57. The estimated jackpot was $70 million with a cash option of 36.4 million. All that is good information. Next drawing is scheduled for Friday, May 2nd, with an estimated jackpot of 80 million. That sounds amazing. That's the exact kind of money that I'm looking for. That's how much money I'm trying to make right now. Okay. Who else? Who better than ChatGPT to help me cash in that money, right? Um. So apparently, there was a winner, a ticket purchase in Virginia, match all five white balls with a 2x mega plier, won a $2 million prize. Congratulations to that person. But here's where it comes into play. Here's where the real genius, the real test kind of came into play. I asked ChatGPT to look up the last 10 mega million drawings, the last 10 winning numbers, right? That came out. And essentially, it goes all the way back to March 28th. Okay. Starting April 29, all the way back to March 28th. These are the 10 drawings that came out for the Mega Million. These are the winning numbers. And this is the estimated jackpot. Okay. I don't know if anybody won it. I'm not sure anybody was using the strategy right here. I don't know if anybody was asking ChatGPT to help them play the lotto, but these are the numbers. Now, my next question, obviously, as somebody who's trying to figure out the game, was what's the pattern between the winning numbers? What did ChatGPT observe? Like, what do these numbers have in common? Like, I'm trying to identify if there's a pattern, obviously, so that I can predict the next drawing. That's the idea, right? And since ChatGPT is way smarter than I am, is way more intelligent, has the computing power to do these calculations. I asked ChatGPT to analyze the patterns and to tell me, based on that pattern, what is the next set of numbers that are likely to win the Mega Millions. This is the pattern that ChatGPT used. Here's a breakdown of common observable trends from the last 10 drawings, not predictive, just descriptive. It's basically telling me it's not a guarantee. So, the number one was the most frequent numbers. The last 10 draws, the most frequent numbers. 11 appeared twice, April 4, April 1. 38 appeared twice, April 11, April 25. 60 appeared twice, April 25, April 8, and others like 10, 13, and 15 showed up once. I think that right here is very interesting. That right there is already giving me ideas right there. I couldn't come up with this myself. Okay. That right there, 11 appeared twice. That means if I'm going to play the Mega Million next time, I have to use the number 11. I can't just be randomly selecting the number that they give you that the cashier gives you at the store. I gotta go with my own numbers to raise my chances of actually winning the lottery. Okay, 11 appeared twice, 38 appeared twice. All these numbers should probably be used. Okay. The second was the range distribution. So the numbers span from low teens, 5, 6, 10, to high 60s, 69, 70. Okay, this is not as useful because the numbers are all over the place. It's basically giving you a distribution. The most draws had a mix of low, 1 to 30, and high, 31 to 70 numbers. Okay, that could be interesting. It's a mix though. I'm not looking for a mix right now, but I get it. I need something that's more specific. Number three, odd versus even. Most draws had a 3-2 ratio or 2-3 odd even split. So typically it's going to be two even numbers or two odd numbers and three even or three odds. That's interesting. That because it's only five numbers. So it's basically telling you that most of the drawings are not gonna be, it's not gonna be five even numbers or five odd numbers. I think that's interesting. So that means if I'm gonna play, I have to pick carefully two even numbers or three odd numbers or vice versa. That's good. That's good. It cannot be you pick five random even numbers. That's not gonna work. It has to be a mix of even and odd numbers. Amazing, amazing. It gave you an example: April 29, 16, 33, 40, 51, 57. Three odd and two even. That's amazing. I would have never sort of like, I would have never, drilled down on a detail like this, but that's great. The sum of numbers, the totals generally range from 130 to 230, 130 to 230. The lower totals March 28, 165. The higher totals 270. What this is telling me is that the numbers can be. I mean, it said it earlier. It's a mix of highs and lows. So this I wouldn't really use this. It's a mix of highs and lows between 130 to 230. Actually, I would use this. Actually, I would because it is a mix. So it's a mix of low numbers like this one, 2, 9, 31, 60, 63, and high numbers. Meaning, if you're going to play the lotto, you don't want to use just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. So it has to be a combination of like 2, 9, and then 40, 50. So it has to be a mix. It cannot be only high numbers like 60, 65, 70, 75. It cannot be just low numbers. That's actually good. Number five, the difference between smallest and largest numbers is usually wide. Interesting. April 29, 57 minus 16, 41. April 22, 65 minus 25, 40. Meaning, again, if you're choosing, you have to choose some low numbers and some high numbers. They both have to be a part of the mix. Okay, some high numbers, some low numbers, some odd and some even. It cannot be all five even, all five odds, all five low, all five high. It's all a mix. And the reason why they do it like that, it's probably to make it more difficult. Because imagine if you could just pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and still win, that would be crazy. Or if you could pick like 60, 70, 80, 90, and then still win. So the reason why they do it like that is because they want to make it as random as possible. So they mix it up as much as possible. Wow, Chat GPT is quite brilliant. I could not have figured this out on my own. Like all these patterns are quite amazing. Now I'm gonna take Chat GPT's advice. I'm not gonna come up with my own numbers quite yet. Number six, rarely consecutive numbers almost never appear. 16, 17 is rare. That's what I was saying. You're not gonna come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's too easy. It's too straightforward. You need to mix it up. So they rarely have consecutive numbers. They're trying to mix it up, right? Low numbers, high numbers, odd, even, right? The spread is pretty high between the high and the low numbers. Um, this is just genius. This is just I could have never figured this out. These trends are interesting to observe, but they don't predict future outcomes. Amazing. Mega Million is a random game, so each combination has an equal chance. Sure. But you're going to help me figure out the numbers that have the highest chance. That's what you're going to help me do. Now, predicted numbers for the next Mega Millions draw: 12, 29, 38, 52, 61. Mega Ball 17. Why this set? A balanced mix of ranges. Okay, it's balanced. Covers. It's amazing. It's just amazing. Covers teens, 20s, 30s, 50s. Okay, it's balanced. Even odd mix, 3 odd, 2 even. Okay, that's common. Includes hat numbers, 38 and 52 have appeared recently. Okay, great. No consecutive numbers. And the mega ball is within the common recent range under 25. Just genius. Now, it asked me a question, a few alternative sets using these patterns. I said yes. It showed me 3 alternative sets. This one, good low to high spread, follows common 3 odd and 2 even pattern, matches a recently drawn number. This is good, but it's not as good, but I'll still play this one. 7, 22, 35, 48, 64. Sometimes you have to mix it up. Same thing here. The balance between mid range and high range numbers. Okay. And last one, widespread, no consecutive numbers. Now, I'm pretty sure that the Mega Million only cost about $2. If I do 2 times 4, that's $8. It's not gonna cost that much. Now, if you ask the question, if you see the question that ChatGPT asked me right here, it says these sets follow observed patterns, but remember, all combinations have equal odds. Want a set based on your birthday or lucky numbers too? I'm gonna say yes. Let's see what it says. It wants to know my birthday. Okay. We can finish that after, but guys, I wanted to show you how ChatGPT is gonna help me become a multimillionaire. It's gonna help me win the lotto. You could see that the thought process is quite intelligent. It's not dumb. It actually analyzed the patterns of all the numbers. It is a worthy investment. $8. I'm gonna spend $8 to potentially make $80 million. So you may think I'm crazy, but we'll see. I'll stay in touch and I'll let you guys know if I became a multimillionaire or not. Peace.